What up, what up, what up? Welcome back to more Sip2Tally. And today I'm going to take a shot at my first all 32 mock draft. So what I'm doing is I'm trying to go through the first round with every team. Well, teams that have a first round pick. And I'm going to try to emulate what they're going to do with their picks. Only the first round. So when we get to pick 32, that'll be it. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put whatever PFF, and I'm using PFF, whatever, hey, Stacy, JR, Raven C, appreciate you guys for joining in. Whatever PFF says their needs are, I'm going to pick those positions and see who's available and make what I would think a logical choice out of that. On my second screen, which you won't see, I'll have PFF up and I can kind of look at the roster to see what they have in certain positions to kind of help me make my choice. But at the end of it, we're going to try to go through all 32 and just the first round, 32, and go from there. And so, I appreciate you guys for coming through. And let's kind of, matter of fact, let me get my other screen up with the PFF stuff on it so I can be easy access. PFF, NFL. Who the first team? The Raiders. So I just start with the Raiders, even though I know who they're going to pick. Just get the screen in the place I need to be in. All right, there we go. All right, so again, Bo, Chaos, who else we got? Raven C, Money Mike. Appreciate you guys for coming through. I think this is gonna be a little fun exercise, but let's go ahead and get this thing started. I got all picked first round, PFF big board, and we don't worry about this because I'm gonna be taking care of all of it. So obviously, first pick, we ain't gonna waste no time on it. We're gonna go with Mendoza. The Raiders are gonna pick Mendoza. We know what it is. And you see him debating that one. I ain't gonna even do like what I'm gonna do for everybody else. I ain't doing it right here because they picking Mendoza. All right, so Jets, quarterback, wide receiver, edge, and cornerback. So that's what's available for them. So to me, the real debate right here, whether it's Ruben Bain or David Bailey. Who do the Jets have at edge? Let's see who the Jets have at edge. At edge, they have Max. Oh, wrong team. My bad. I was at Max Crosby. New York Jets. There we go. They have Joseph Osai, Kingsley Enembare, Eric Watts, Ochun Mathis, Kingsley Jonathan, Paschal Ike, Will McDonald. Okay, so edge is their pick. And I think Ruben Bain fits what they want to do. So I'm going to go Ruben Bain here. I'm going to go Ruben. Okay, I say David Bailey. I'm going to go Ruben Bain. I'm going Ruben Bain. Because I think Ruben Bain he can play the run and the pass. Where David Bailey is more so, he can play the run, but he's more so a pass rusher. And they got somebody that can just straight get after the quarterback on the other side, in my opinion. All right, pick number 3, Arizona Cardinals. They need a quarterback. That's what the thing says, even though I'm probably not picking a quarterback. They need a tackle, need a interior defensive lineman, and a linebacker. Options available: Arvell Reese, Sonny Styles, Francis Marinoa, Spencer Fano. So which one of these Ohio State boys do I give the Cardinals? Let's see what they got at linebacker or edge. Let's see what the Cardinals got at linebacker and or edge. Arizona. Where's Arizona? There they go at the top. At linebacker, they have Jake Gibbons, Austin Keys, Owen Papo, Cody Simon, Mac Wilson Sr. And at edge, Iku Lutal, Elliott Brown, BJ Ojolari, Jordan Burch, Josh Sweat, Baron Brown, and Xavier. Oh, so they good at edge. Put one of these boys there. Okay. Ooh. I think I'm going to give them Sonny. Because Sonny can play. I think Sonny's better at linebacker / safety, Well, it's Arvell is better at linebacker / edge. So I'm gonna get them Sonny Styles. What up, Cam? Cardinals do need everything. Money, Mike. They do. Cards tanking for a lot of teams gonna tank for Manning next year. A lot of teams are. All right, let's keep rolling. So the Titans on the board. Titan needs running back, interior offensive line, edge, and linebacker. And so that's the Titans. Let's see what the Titans got. Tennessee Titans. Where they at? There they go. Let's see. Running back. They still got Tony Pollard. So I don't need to stretch. I don't need to reach there, even though Love might fit them. But I think they got other pressing needs. Who is their center? Okay. 11th out of 37. Edge. What they got at edge? Jacob Martin, Malik Herring, Jermaine Johnson, Ali Gay, Nate Lynn, Truman Jones, David Agoa, Ula Wafemi, Ole Dejo, and Jalen Howard. They need edge. Alvaro Reese, you are a Tennessee Titan, buddy. You are a Tennessee Titan. You are a Tennessee Titan. All right, Cleveland Browns. Quarterback. I wouldn't dare put Ty over there. Wide receiver. Tackle. Guard. Oh, this is the Giants. This is the Giants. It's the Giants. Oh, so I picked the wrong one. Let me straighten up. My bad. The Giants are on the clock. My bad. Players mess up. Wide receiver. Interior offensive lineman. Linebacker. And safety. So New York Giants people. I know y'all probably, gonna watch this at some point, but I know who your head coach is. And I know what he gonna pick right here. All this talent on the board, he going safety. Watch. He's going safety. Somebody already put it in the chat box. Who was that? JR, yeah. Your head coach, New York Giants, are going safety hands down. David Bailey could have still been up there, and your head coach gonna pick a safety. Trust me. I know him. All right, next up. Who we got now? Now Cleveland's on the clock. My bad. I got ahead of myself. Cleveland. So the quarterback, wide receiver, tackle, and guard. Let me look at their offensive line is depleted, so they got to go. They got to go offensive lineman. They got to before they do anything else. They got to go offensive lineman because Shador can't run, so he got to have protection. So Francis going to Cleveland. All right. Ooh, David Bailey's still on the clock, which probably ain't gonna happen in real life, but he's still there. Let's go. Running back. Running back. D-line, which would be interior defensive line, and safety. Who is the Commanders running back? Because this may be the time for Jeremiah Love to get out of here. Who is the Commanders running back? Washington at the bottom. Commanders running backs are Jeremy McNichols, Jerome Ford. Is this Tampa? Oh. Rashad White and Ja'Cory Krosky-Merritt. So Krosky-Merritt was the rookie last year who had some success. Jerome Ford, I think he came from Cleveland. Rashad White's probably coming from Tampa Bay. So they probably won't go running back right here. So wide receiver, who are the wide receivers? Wide receivers are De'Ami Brown, Van Jefferson, Treylon Burks, Ja'Cory Brooks, Nick Nash, Jacoby Jones, Jalen Lane, Luke McCaffrey, and Scary Terry. Cornell Tate, you are a commander. Cornell Tate, you are a commander. Cornell Tate, you are a commander. Wearing the what they call them colors, the rose, the gold and wine and gold, whatever their colors are. All right, New Orleans Saints. Wide receiver, D-line, and linebacker. I think I'm going to give them Mekhi Lemon, but let me look at that. Let me look at what New Orleans got. Wide receiver wise. They cooked at the wide receiver spot. Chris Olave and a bunch of guys. That's it. What about defensive line? What their defensive line look like? Brian Breesy's still there. That's about it. And then linebacker, they still got Pete Warner. Ooh, Saints need some of everything, boy. Saints need a bunch of picks. Saints need to be a team that the Ravens trade with to get them some more picks. They need a little bit of everything. But to give their young quarterback a weapon, I'm gonna go Makai Lemon. I'm gonna give their quarterback a weapon. I'm gonna go Lemon. They got a whole bunch of Jags, boy. A whole bunch of them. Sheesh. All right, Kansas City. Wide receiver. And keep in mind, I'm using what PFF says they need. Like, because I could just not do this and kind of go off what I think they need, but I'm trying to have some uniformity about these picks. I'm trying to. So wide receiver, edge, and this is probably David Bailey right here. And DB. So that's safety and cornerback. And I'm sure this is David Bailey, but I want to check their other edge things. I'm 99% sure I'm gonna get him David Bailey. Where is Kansas City? There we go. Edge for Kansas City. Cooper McDonald, Felix Ozuma, Ashton Gillette, George Karlaftis, Ethan Downs, Tyreek Smith. Yeah, David Bailey, you are a Kansas City Chief. David Bailey is a Kansas City Chief. Yep. David Bailey is a Kansas City Chief. All right, Bengals. Says the Bengals need guard. Keep in mind, I'm using what PFF says their needs are, not doing best player available, or not what my logic would be. I'm putting my logic in after I go off what they needs are. So guard, defensive line, linebacker, and safety. The Bengals are so petty, and they know that Vega has been mocked to us so much. I could see them taking Vega right here. I really could see them taking Vega. Bengals, Cincinnati Bengals. Dalton Risner, Jalen Rivers, who's fairly young, Dylan Fairchild. Then a tackle, Andrew Coker, Orlando Brown. So they good at tackle with Brown and Mims. Risner is one of their guards. The center is still good. What about they may go safety right here? Yeah, I think the Bengals may go safety. What about linebacker? No, I know linebacker. No, that's a reach if they go CJ Allen. I'm possibly giving them Dylan. The safety from Oregon. The Bengals, they got returning starters. They got returning starters on their team. But one of their weaknesses, they do have Dalton Risner at one guard, but they do need another guard. And Jalen Rivers is fairly young, but he was 78th out of 79 guards last year. So they got a dude named Dylan Fairchild as well. I don't hate to do it, but I'm gonna get him Vega. Hey Chris. I'm gonna get him Vega. Or do I want to get him Thieneman? The petty me want to get him Thieneman. The realistic me wants to get him Vega. Which one should win? Petty me or realistic? Because petty me really is the reason why we still here right now. And I ain't picked this and went on by my business. Petty me wants to get him Thieneman. Or Thieneman, however you say it. Chaos says Thieneman. Realistic? Okay. Petty. Realistic. Realistic. Realistic and worn out. All right. I'm going to give him Vega then. Ooh, that hurt. That hurt doing that. Wide receiver for the Dolphins, guard for the Dolphins. Well, the Dolphins probably would have took him anyway too. Then if they need interior offensive linemen, so we might not get him no way. Wide receiver and DB. So that's safety and corner. The Dolphins really rebooted, so they probably ain't got no corners. So it might be best player available for them. Corners: Darrell Baker, Marco Wilson, Alex Austin, Miles, Juju Brents, AJ Green, Ethan Robinson, Storm Duck, Ethan Bonner. They got 2 Ethans on the same team. That's damn near impossible. Jason Marshall, Isaiah Johnson, and Jason. Mansour, you might be a Dolphin, buddy. You might be a Dolphin. Yeah, Mansour, you a Dolphin. Mansour Delane from LSU, you're a Dolphin now, buddy. You're a Dolphin. You're a Dolphin. You're a Dolphin. All right. It says Smelly said they would take Mansour Delane at 11 and wide receiver at 30. Possibly. They definitely wide receiver because Tyreek gone and they traded Jalen Waddle. So with that second pick, so the teams that got 2 picks, like if I feel one of their needs in an earlier pick, I'm not gonna double back on that need right there. So if Dolphins got another one, they got pick 30. He said they got pick 30. So the next one, when I go back to the Dolphins, it'll be wide receiver and guard. It won't be DB. Them the 2 I just put up there. All right. So now to the Cowboys. Cowboys needs are interior defensive line, linebacker, which a lot of people are mocking, and cornerback. A lot of people are mocking the linebacker CJ Allen to them. Jermon McCoy would fit them, but coming off an injury, and I can't see Dallas picking back-to-back years cornerbacks coming off injury, because they picked the kid from ECU last year that was hurt and didn't play till like week 10 or 11 or something like that. And I know McCoy is, supposed to be good. I just can't see them picking another injured DB. D-line, linebacker, cornerback. Let me see this for the sake of it. Even though I'm not going to break my rule, but for the sake of it, let me see what's out here. Oh, and the Cowboys got 2 picks too. Cowboys got 2 picks as well. I'm gonna give them CJ Allen. Well, let me see what the Cowboys cornerbacks look like. I know they need linebacker. Cornerbacks: Darion Kendrick, Corey Ballantyne, Kobe Durant, Reddy Stewart, Tyreek, can't even say that, Bridges, Josh Butler, Siobhan Rebel is the one that was hurt last year. Kalen Carson, and Deron Bland. Linebackers: Overshawn, Barron, Shamar James, Maris Luafau. So they picked up Kobe Durant, and so I'm not giving them a linebacker. They just picked up the Kobe Durant from the Rams. I'm giving them a linebacker. CJ Allen. CJ Allen is the pick. All right. CJ Allen is the pick. Yep, they definitely picking defense because they solid on offense, Chris. They are solid on offense, boy. George and CD. Then they got 2 young running backs. The offensive line is getting better. Dak put up numbers. Hey, the event I was at this weekend, Dak's dad was there and donated a jersey. His dad was there and he donated a jersey, and they raffled it off for the scholarship gala or gala, whichever way you want to say it. But Dak's dad was there. All right, Rams on the clock. Wide receiver, tackle, and linebacker. We don't know what Puka's going through, but they do need a tackle. And I'm giving them Spencer Fano. Spencer Fano would fit what they need. So we up And according to this thing, it says we need wide receiver, interior offensive line, and linebacker. Hey Chris, PFF said we need linebacker. That must mean they ain't got faith in your boy. Must mean they ain't got faith in your boy. Yeah, Raven C. I like if I was doing this the right way, that'd probably be right. That probably would be right. I'm trying to stick to my concept and stay where I'm at. So I mean, it's really looking like Jordan Tyson is the pick right here. That's what it's looking like. I like Jordan Tyson, and I know he got the hamstring situation. Trust me, I know. I like Jordan Tyson. Let's just see. And I ain't gonna change. I'm gonna stick to the script. Let's just see what best player available is up here. If the board looks like this when we pick, I guarantee you, this is who we gonna pick. If the board look like this in real life when we pick, I guarantee you this is what EDC gonna do. I guarantee you that's what EDC gonna do. But let's go back to let's stick to our script. We ain't doing best player available. We sticking with what they say our needs are. Interior offensive line and linebacker. So with that being said, for the sake of this exercise, it's gonna be Jordan Tyson. For the sake of this exercise, it's gonna be Jordan Tyson. All right. Tampa Bay Bucks. Tight end, IOL, edge, and linebacker. I'm not gonna make this hard for Tampa Bay. Kenyon Sadiq, you probably a Tampa Bay Buck. Let me go look at their roster real quick. I know one of their tight ends. Tight end, Cade Otton, Cole Cleef, Payne Durham, Delvin Cope. What their age look like? What their age group look like? Muhammad, then they got Kamara, Bentley, Yaya Diaby, David Walker, Chris. Oh, they need edge too. Ooh. Kenyon Sadiq, you are not the pick. Keep the Florida boy in Florida. Akeem Mesidor. Keep the Florida boy in Florida. Akeem Mesidor. Wait, coach, who did you have picking Vega? The Bengals. I had the Bengals picking Vega. Next up, Jets. They need quarterback, wide receiver, edge, and cornerback. And the Jets had a pick earlier. They picked Ruben Bain. This pick is probably defense as well. Let me look at the Jets roster one more time, y'all. I'm sorry. I'm trying to make a realistic decision and not just throw it on out there. I'm gonna do my little homework. So, what they picked first? They picked edge first. So edge is not an option. Let me take edge off. Taking the edges off. Quarterback, wide receiver, and cornerback. So I'm not giving them a quarterback. There is not 2 first-round quarterbacks in this draft. Sorry. So if somebody reach on a second quarterback, they super duper reaching. But let's look at the cornerbacks. Nashawn Wright they got him from the Bears, Jordan Clark, Samuel Womack, Trey Brown, Jarvis Brownlee, Azaria Thomas, Stiggers, and Brandon Stevens, and B. Steve. Jerome McCoy, you are a Jet. Jerome McCoy, you are a Jet. You are a Jet. Got to replace Sauce. Yeah, Kiwi. They do. They do have to replace Sauce. You're right. You're right. Detroit Lions on the clock, y'all. So you got tackle, D-line, and linebacker. Oh no, that's O-line. My bad. You got tackle, D-line, and linebacker. So Monroe Freeland looks like the winner here. Ranked 13 and be at pick 17, so that would be a steal for them. Who did they lose? Monroe gonna have to play left tackle because hold on, let's so if Monroe a right tackle, I'm not picking him because Pena. Oh, he is left tackle. Okay, he's a left tackle. All right, because Pena is the right tackle. So yeah, they get Monroe Freeland. Monroe Freeland go play left tackle for the Detroit Lions. What up, No Look ISO? Appreciate you for coming through. All right, Vikings, and I kind of got an idea. I know who I'm putting here. This may be the Jeremiah Love pick right here. Because of my boy getting old, the running back. He used to play Aaron Jones. Aaron Jones getting old. So this is probably Jeremiah Love. This is probably Jeremiah Love. Safety. Yeah, this is Jeremiah Love right here, y'all. Come be honest with y'all. Jeremiah Love, and I don't know how y'all feel about it. But Jeremiah Love, the second or third best player in this draft. Hands down. Hands down. And honestly, he might be the best player in the draft. Honestly, he might be. He might be the best player in this draft. Might be. All right. So Vikings get Jeremiah Love. All right. Panthers on the clock. So this B and J to C. I don't know if neither one of them here or not, but let's see. Say the Panthers need wide receiver, tight end, center, just interior offensive line, and defensive line. Panthers have picked tight ends, if I'm not mistaken, the past 2 or 3 years. I think they did. Let me see. Carolina Panthers. Tight end. Mitchell Evans. Sanders is who they picked. He ain't working out. I know he's been hurt too, though. Mitchell Evans, Jatavian Sanders, Tommy Tremble, James Mitchell. So right now, Ken Sadiq is the leader in the clubhouse. Interior offensive line. Joshua Gray, Jatari Carter, Sadiq Charles, Chandler Zavala, Damian Lewis, Robert Hunt. And then wide receiver. Why would they need wide receiver? Mechie, David Moore, Jasim Reed, Anaya Smith, Jalen Coker, Dan Chesney, Jimmy Horn, Tech, Leggett. Why they need receiver? Why that's up there? Maybe their receivers up other than Tech. I got any Panthers in here? J or B ain't in here? No. They ain't in here. So let's go. Let's go. Let's give him Sadiq. Get Bryce another weapon. Give him Sadiq. Cowboys back on the clock. Let's see what the Cowboys picked the first time. Linebacker. But linebacker not an option. So let's go D-line and corner. Avion Terrell looks like the pick. Avion Terrell. We already went through that corner. So yeah, Avion Terrell is the pick. All right, Steelers. Hated Steelers. Quarterback, running back, guard, and tackle. I should give the Steelers Ty Simpson just to be dirty, but I ain't. Just to be dirty. So Blake Miller, Caden Proctor, Max, Ironacre. I personally, out of those three, like Caden Proctor better. And I think if need be, Proctor can play a different position too. If need be, Proctor can probably play guard as well. So I'm giving the Steelers, hold on, because they got a young O-line. Hold on. Steelers got a young O-line that they probably don't want to stunt the development on. Pittsburgh. There we go. Interior offense, so they got Brock Hoffman, Ryan, somebody, and Zach Frazier. Zach Frazier's a young center. Jack Driscoll, Aiden Williams, Lumiere, as a guard, Lorenzo Thompson, Doug Nestor, Spencer Anderson, and Mason McCormick. Mason McCormick is the young one. Then at tackle, Stephen Jones, Dylan Cook, Broderick Jones, who Broderick Jones is who Oweh be killing. And then Troy Fontenot. So I think they're better at tackle than they are at guard. And I think Caden can go in and play some guard for them. So I'm giving them Caden Proctor. Giving the Steelers Caden Proctor. All right. Next up is the Chargers. Says the Chargers need wide receiver, interior offensive line, D-line, and safety. This is the Thieneman pick right here. So the Chargers get Thieneman from Oregon at 22 when he's projected at 11. So technically, that would be a steal for them. Technically, because I think they got to replace some guys. Did they re-sign Tony? Did the Chargers re-sign Tony? I'll know here in a second. Safety. Oh, they did re-sign Tony. Elijah Molden, R.J. Mickens, Kendall Williams, and Derwin James. Yeah, they got to get somebody because Tony is probably their second best safety, and Tony's what, mid-30s? So Dylan Thieneman, you are a Los Angeles Charger. The Eagles on the clock. Eagles, wide receiver, tackle, edge, and safety. Ugh. I'm like, none of this for them. Yeah. Ooh. I wouldn't be surprised the Eagles trade back if they look at this. Let's see what let's look at the Eagles roster. See what they weak at. It's ugly right here. Philadelphia. They ain't weak in a lot of spots. Wide receiver. Elijah Moore, Hollywood. They're not giving them wide receiver, no. Not giving them wide receiver. Offensive tackle. Jordan and Lane. Nope. So not getting tackle. I don't know why tackle's up here. Jordan Maliata, however you say it, Lane Johnson, they're not getting no tackle. Safety. Marcus Epps, JT Gray, Andre Smith, so and Makuba. So safety may be an option. And what was the other wide receiver? I said wide receiver. And edge. I'm giving them what's the EMW? EMW from Toledo. All right, back to Cleveland. Cleveland picked the tackle first, so we're not going to put tackle on there this time. We're going quarterback. I ain't even put quarterback up there because I'm not giving them no quarterback. Wide receiver and interior offensive line. Let's see. I think I know. I think I'm leaning toward Boston right here. I'm leaning toward Boston, but let me look at their wide receiving core. Even though I like Omar Cooper. But I'm leaning toward Boston. Cleveland. Their receivers, Tylen Wallace, short. Malachi Coley, short. Isaiah Bond, short. Isaiah Wooden, short. Jamari Thrash, 6'1". Luke somebody, 5'8". Cedric Tillman, 6'3". Okay, they do have one big receiver. And Jerry Jeudy is 6'1". Okay. So they got a little height with Tillman and Jeudy, but Tillman was 110 out of 128, and Jeudy was 98 out of 128. Isaiah Bond was 104 out of 128. So we're gonna get Shador some help. Do we want Cooper? Cooper's what? Cooper 6 foot? We want Cooper, or do we want Boston? I think I want Boston for 2. We can't say 12 no more. I think we want Boston for 2. I'm going with Boston. All right. The Bears on the clock. Say the Bears need a center because their center retired. D-line and safety. I'm not putting Caleb Banks in the first round because of what. Oh, and I'm finna go on a tangent for a second. Pause for a second. I remember, and I don't know which channel I said it on, but watching Peter Woods early in this draft process, I was like, I don't see what everybody else is seeing. I don't. Everybody had Peter Woods top 5 and all this, and I was like, I just don't see it. Maybe I'm slow, maybe I don't know what I'm looking for, but I don't see it. I think other people are starting to see what I didn't see. Because like a lot of people, they barely even talk about Peter Woods anymore. And there was some Ravens fans that was like, Peter Woods got to be the pick. He got to be the pick. Shh. Peter Woods, the last thing on people's mind right now. A lot of on the last thing on a lot of people's mind. But anyway, Caden McDonough from Ohio State. Caleb Banks, like I said, I'm not picking him. Then you got Peter Woods. McDonald is the pick for the Bears. Let me see what they got interior before I just blindly make that pick. Bears. What they defensive linemen look like. James Lynch, Kentavious Street, Neville. I didn't know Neville was still in the league. Javon Dexter, and Grady Jarrett. Yeah, Caden, you can make some noise in that group. Caden can make some noise in that group. And never mind. I ain't gonna say that. I say that. That Tate Rascal is extremely underwhelming. For Peter Woods, Cam, you talking about for Peter Woods? I ain't see his RAS score, but the tape for me was definitely underwhelming. Definitely. Who on the clock? Bills. So it says the Bills need interior offensive line, defensive line, linebacker, and safety. So the two people I just dogged out are what's at the top of the list right here. But I do see a guy that I like. And I got him ranked at 37. I like Christian Miller. But I like this dude as well. And I could see Pregnon going in the first round. I do. Appreciate you, Louisville Cardinal. Yeah, like from watching his tape, man, I was like, yeah, I don't know, and sometimes I don't trust my own eyes because I feel like I'm being too harsh or I'm missing something because I ain't like a professional scout. And that's why I really ain't like go hard on Peter Woods. I was just like, I don't even see it. But I think more and more people are starting to realize that, yeah, bro, yeah. Not at 14, like ISO just said, right. 7.745 out of 10. Yeah, that ain't good. Ain't good. But we're gonna go with Pregnon right here for the Bills. I like Pregnon. If he's there when we go second round, I'll be all over, but I don't think he will be. Pregnon may end up going in the first round for real. I think Pregnon is that good. I just don't think he picked 14 good, but I think Pregnon is good. I knew. And I hope I'm saying it right. All right, San Francisco. They need guard, tackle, edge, and safety. Do they still have the Bosa? They still got the Bosa boy? They still got the Bosa boy. They do. And so I'm gonna give, and he can, I'm gonna give them Keldrick Falk because Keldrick Falk's a run stopper, and they got legit pass rushers. Keldrick Falk is a run stuffer. He ain't got a lot of pass rush moves, but that boy can play the heck out some run defense. So I'm gonna give them Keldrick Falk. That boy can play. He can play against the run. Maybe they got somebody out there that can teach him some pass rush skills. Maybe he can learn something from Bosa or something like that. But as far as stopping the run, that joker a rock. And you probably can slide him inside to do some stuff too. All right. Next up, Houston Texans. Running back, center, guard. So there's interior offensive line and D-line. If Caleb Banks did not hurt that foot again, I would give him Caleb Banks right here. I would. Do y'all think somebody's gonna take a chance on Caleb Banks? Caleb Banks to Houston. Louisville said that, yeah. Because I said I wasn't gonna put him up there, but he was. I think I am gonna go Caleb Banks to Houston. I do. I think I do. I think I will. Let me check their roster. Let me check their roster. Houston Texans. Interior defensive line. Logan Hall, Naquan Jones, Sheldon Rankins, Junior Tafana, Keontae Hamilton. Yeah, I said I wasn't do it, but I'm doing it anyway. Caleb to Houston. Caleb to Houston. Now the Chiefs are up again with their second pick. First pick, the Chiefs pick edge. So I'm not giving them edge this time. So they're going wide receiver and DB. So cornerback and safety. What the Chiefs receiver room look like? What the Chiefs receiver room like? Tyquan Thornton, tall and fast. Brownlee, Andrew Armstrong, Jimmy Holiday, Rasheed Rice, Jalen Royals, Xavier Worthy. And Omar Cooper he's kind of like what they have already. DB. They need a corner, I think. Kyer Elam is one of their corners. Oh, yeah, they need a corner. Kadar Kohu, Melvin Smith, Kevin Knowles, Eric Scott, Noah Williams, Christian Wallace, Roland Wallace, and Christian Fulton. Yeah, they need a cornerback. Colton Hood, you are chief. Colton Hood, you are chief. All right. Dolphins back up with the second pick. They got cornerback in the first one. So now they need wide receiver, guard, and safety because it says DB. Omar Cooper Jr., you are going to no man's land, good buddy. Omar Cooper Jr., you are going to no man's land, which is Miami right now. No, you're going to no man's land. No man's land. All right, we got 2 picks left. The Patriots, and it says they need tackle, which is probably going to be Blake Miller, D-line, and linebacker. All right, and so they obviously got old short arms at one tackle. New England. And they obviously got old short arms at one tackle, which is Will Campbell. They don't have another tackle that even notched a PFF number. So tackle is probably the go for them. And I'm going to give them Blake Miller. Let me look at that defensive line. They just picked Milton Williams, or a good defensive line. And then linebacker, KJ Britt, Chad Muma, Otis Reese, Robert Spillane, Christian Ellis. Yeah, linebacker is not. Jacob Rodriguez at 31 is not good. So no, they're getting Blake Miller. And then, who's this last one? Seattle. The rich may get richer. At Seattle. Running back, edge, and DB. So that's cornerback and safety. And yeah, this is a no-brainer to me to give them Cassius Howell. Cassius Howell is a player that I love. I love Cassius Howell. I do. This is a no-brainer to me to go with what Mike McDonald does, and he can kind of drop back and do some of that drop stuff too. That's it. Let's see what PFF give us. I can't get insight. So do they give me a grade? Do I get a grade? I don't get a grade. So let's just recap real quick and we'll be up out of here. Let me take this down so y'all can see it. All right. So Mendoza went 1, Bain 2, Styles 3, Arvell Reese 4, Caleb Downs 5, Maui Noah 6, Cornell Tate 7, Makai Lemon 8, David Bailey 9, Vega 10, Mansour Delane 11, CJ Allen 12 to the Cowboys, Fano 13 to the Rams, Jordan Tyson 14 for the Ravens, Mesador 15 to Tampa, Jerome McCoy 16 to the Jets, Monroe Freeling Lions, Jeremiah Love, which is probably the steal of the first, Vikings, Kenyon Sadiq, 19 to the Panthers. Avion Terrell, 20 to the Cowboys. Excuse me. 21, Caden Proctor, Steelers. Thieneman, Chargers. Emmanuel McNeil Warren to Eagles. Denzel Boston, Cleveland. Kate McDonald, Bears. Pregnon, Bills. Kendrick Falk, 49ers. Caleb Banks, Texans. Colton Hood. Is that 3 Tennessee DBs? No, it was only 2. I know they got 3 up there, though, because one was hurt. And Omar Cooper to the Dolphins. Blake Miller to the Patriots, and ending it out with Cassius Hall in the last spot to the, what's that, Seahawks. All right, real quick. You got to pick what's up there, Louisville. I don't think he was in here when we got to it. He was the best one up there for us. I had rules. I had to stick to the rules. But as a whole, on a scale of 1 to 10, what you think? On a scale of 1 to 10, what you think? Let's see. I forgot YouTube delayed. It's delayed a little bit. But y'all put it in there. Hey, it's 46 people in here. Hey, hit the like button. I don't know how many likes we got, but hit the like button. It's 46 of y'all in here. I appreciate y'all for coming through. Got some content coming up at 6. I don't know if y'all know or not, but I'll be in the YouTube streets at 6. Not on my channel, but on somebody else's channel. I don't know if they announced it or not. But so I'll see y'all in about 45 minutes. And so there probably won't be a video on the main channel today, because I was trying to squeeze this in and something on the main channel, but don't look like it's gonna happen. So I appreciate y'all for coming out. You could have been anywhere in the world, but you chose to be here with me. Like the video if you're watching the recap, put it in the comment section whether you agree, disagree, or if I should have picked somebody else and whatnot. But remember, when you drop your comment, I had rules. The rules were whatever PFF says your needs were, that's what I tried to stay in. A lot of people are going to do best player available, and it'll go a different way. And we may just do one without the rules while I do best player available. And we'll probably do that one next week sometime. So I'll do one next week with best player available in the first round. And I won't put like what their needs are. All right. So I appreciate y'all. And yeah, Stretch. That's it. Right here. This is it. I didn't know if they announced it or not, but yeah, that's it right there. All right. And I'll see y'all in 42 minutes. Peace, y'all. Appreciate y'all. Love y'all.